Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. Today is Saturday, March 20th, and happy spring to everyone. Today is the first day of spring. On our show today, we have memorial care with Dr. Courtney Vito, and she is a breast oncology surgeon. So she's here to tell us a little bit about some of the things that we should look out for. And then we have the Florence Sylvester Senior Center, Age Well Services, and Zest in a Bowl. And that means we have Steve Moyer and Cherie Anholtz here with Kevin, who is with Zest in a Bowl, and we are going to talk about the Senior Cuisine program. And I was lucky enough to taste some of the delicious food that they have. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's go ahead and give you our regular vaccination information that we normally do for you. Now, of course, we have our website, which is LagunaWoodsVillageAlerts.com, and you can always go there for the latest information, including vaccination information. And then if you are 65 or over and you have not received the vaccine, we ask that you please email us at info@LagunaWoodsVillage.com, where we can gather those people who are interested in getting the vaccine here in the village. Now you have until Monday, 10 a.m. to get that information to us, because we are going to hold another clinic for first-time doses next Friday, the 26th. So make sure you get that email into us as soon as possible. And if you are trying to get vaccinated at any of the distribution pods, you do want to register at othina.com. Rite Aid is doing it as well. You can go to them at riteaid.com/COVID-19, or you can make an appointment at CVS, cvs.com, or 1-800-SHOP-CVS. Our weather this weekend is looking pleasant. 65-44 today, partly cloudy. 64-44 tomorrow, and then 67-44 on Monday. And if you are traveling in the California area, we do have a couple of temperatures for you. Beaches 62-50, Santa Barbara 68-45, San Diego 64-50, Tahoe 40 with an overnight of 20, Big Bear 43-22, Mammoth is chilly at 35 with an overnight of 14. And then Palm Springs, we are looking at 75-50. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:54, and our sunset is 7:03. And Susan, thank you so much. How beautiful are these? You're right, spring is here, and it's going to be here, and we're going to hopefully see lots of beautiful flowers. If you have a village photo or something around town, please email it to LagunaWoodsVillageTV@gmail.com. All right, when we return, we will have memorial care, so stay tuned.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. With us today is Dr. Christine Chung of 7-Day Dental. She has great news for seniors. Doctor, why don't you tell us the exciting news? Mom.
We know there are many seniors living with tooth pain. 7-Day Dental is starting a new program called Seniors First. Seniors who are 65 years or older will get initial free exams and x-rays.
That is so nice, doctor. Call your nearest 7-Day Dental to get your 7-Day Dental smile.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Dr. Courtney Vito, who is here on behalf of Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center. Well, Dr. Vito, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Now, I know that you're fairly new with Memorial Care as a breast oncology surgeon. So will you please tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I just recently joined at the end of December, and it's really been a wonderful experience so far. You know, when I got into the medical field, I originally thought I wanted to be an ophthalmologist, and I loved all the lights, the lasers in clinic. It was fantastic. But as I started going through the specialty, somebody had mentioned, you know, you're more like an eye dentist. You won't have as much of a long-term relationship with your patients. There's small surgeries in and out. And it was something that kind of stuck with me during my first year that's called internship. And during that year, it just so happened, nobody expects very much when you're not going into general surgery, you're just there for a year. I was put on the surgeon service, and he was our chairman at my, chairman of surgery at my medical school, and he was a breast surgeon. His name was Dr. Wood, and he was fantastic, and he really inspired me. And then within a span of that year, one of my aunts, my grandmother, and my mother's best friend, who was like a second mom to us growing up, all got diagnosed.
Oh, wow.
And as a matter of fact, Dr. Wood operated on my grandmother while I was one of his trainees. And it was really at that point that I saw this wonderful, lasting relationship you can have with your breast cancer patients. And it really inspired me. So I stopped with the ophthalmology plans and I switched into becoming a breast surgeon. And throughout that time, I've done a lot of stuff. I've came out to California. I finished my training with breast and oncoplastic surgery at USC, and that included time at Hoag, and learned to use plastic surgery techniques, make patients well, happy, healthy, and whole. And have had a really varied career from there. I started out at City of Hope. I was on their main campus for almost a decade, and learned a lot about research and different sort of higher end elements of treating breast cancer. So anyone can operate on a breast, but it's about knowing when and how to operate and why to operate and how to work with your team, your medical oncologist, radiation oncologist, for best outcomes. And really working at City of Hope, I learned that well, and I've been really excited to bring that into our community here.
That's great. And we've had lots of conversations with the City of Hope, and you probably couldn't have better training, right? It's from them. So that's amazing. That's awesome. So now in your current role with Memorial Care, what are some things that you are responsible for?
So I'm really responsible for the surgical care, as well as a lot of the treatment planning for our newly diagnosed breast cancer patients, as well as patients that have high-risk lesions in the breast. Not every lesion that we get biopsied is cancer, but many of them still do need surgical care because of either risk of cancer or otherwise risk to the woman's health. And I'm kind of responsible for coordinating that from the outset.
Okay. And then, obviously we've had a situation here with the last year that, lots of people have been afraid to come in to have their regular mammograms, doctor visits, dental appointments. I mean, the whole thing. So going forward now, we have lower cases, and we count on them every day. Lowering is certainly our hope. What are some things that you want to remind people regarding their mammograms?
I would say, first of all, I understand how you feel wanting to be at home. I too missed my annual exams in 2020. I wish in retrospect I had gone in, but the fear was real. And the fear was real amongst healthcare providers, very intelligent, respectable people in not only infectious disease, but across the fields. And because of that, you have to remember that even though we're physicians, we're people too. We have our healthcare needs too. And because of that, I've really incorporated into my practice what I would want done for me as a patient. So all of my patients have the opportunity to meet with me on televideo first. Right. So one of the nice things there, just like you and I are talking now, if you were my patient, you could have your spouse or other loved ones with you. We could have a mask off conversation. We can see each other's facial reactions. And we can spend an hour of time going through all your treatment, me explaining what's going on. And neither one of us have to be fearful because we're both in our own comfortable. And say is, as case numbers are going down, more people are getting vaccinated. My entire office staff is vaccinated. And we're spacing our patients out so that you shouldn't come into contact with any more than one other patient at most, and oftentimes no other patients when you come in. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I think we can offer really safe care. I also have seen some unfortunate outcomes recently because of women who delayed their care. And we're seeing more advanced cases of breast cancer. And we're seeing women who now have fewer options with their breast cancer because they waited. Mm-hmm. And there are women who most definitely wish in retrospect that they hadn't have waited. So I would say don't let that fear hold you back, because we understand it as people too. Many of us physicians weren't thrilled to, we don't want to go to a crowded Costco on Saturday either, but we're here to work with you, and we can work around what your concerns are to make it feel safe for you so that we can actually keep you medically safe from both COVID as well as breast related issues.
Well, very well said. And we appreciate everything that you guys are doing to make our residents and your patients feel, at the utmost safety. And now vaccinations, they've been pretty prevalent here, certainly in our community. We've done over 8,000 vaccinations, including the second shot. However, there's been discussion of kind of laying low for, a couple weeks before you really start getting out there. What are some things you guys are advising people to do regarding some of their appointments?
Well, one of the things that's come up that's been really interesting is we've seen some false positive results with women coming in with screening mammogram and a recent COVID vaccine. The arm where you seem to get your shot, the lymph nodes are right here in the armpit, and they seem to flare up, and they can be flared up for 4 to 6 weeks after your shot.
Oh, interesting.
And when we see that, we always wonder on the mammogram, are those lymph nodes swollen because there's a breast cancer we're missing somewhere? Or is it the COVID shot? And it can lead to unnecessary testing. It can lead to a lot of worry over that 6 weeks while we're waiting to figure things out. So what we've advised people to do is, if you have a symptom, means that you have a lump in your breast or discharge from your nipple or any other change in your breast, come in, because risk benefit is there at the imaging. And if we see an abnormal, we've got ways to deal with it. But if you're totally asymptomatic, what we're asking people to do is, once you know your vaccine schedule, call ahead if your mammogram is coming up, and let's schedule you about 6 weeks after your second dose, so we can limit your risk of additional imaging, false negatives, and unnecessary worry. So that said, everyone needs to come in for their imaging. The question is when, and when is it best safe to do? And then as far as the question about laying low after the vaccine, we do know that to get maximum efficacy after most of them, we need that 14-day period. So I think that's part of what you're referring to, but for us in the mammo and the breast world, we do want to make sure that we're not causing any unnecessary testing or worry. So if you have no problems, and this is purely just for your annual screen, wait until you're 6 weeks post your shot.
That's good information, because you do wonder how it is affecting people, and obviously there is some inflammation that can occur. So that was news to me. So that's really good advice. Great. Well, wonderful. Well, I appreciate you telling us all this great information. Is there anything else that you'd like to recommend?
I would just like to recommend women right now, be breast self-aware. We're all being a little bit more at home, right? So we can pay a little bit more attention to our bodies. And, the American Cancer Society, as well as several other big societies in the past few years, have said that, you don't need to do a self-breast exam, or you may not need to do routine imaging. And while that's all true for certain cases, don't just shut off your mammograms at 75. Really think about, when we're looking at, life expectancy may be limited to 5 to 10 years, either because of age or other medical conditions. 75 is not a magic number. Remember, I've operated on 90-something-year-olds for breast cancer who are doing really well. I love to see that. And, as far as being self-breast aware, what I mean by that is make sure you know the texture of your own breasts, so that you can tell us when there's a change. And so still periodically touch your breasts. So if you've heard that little snippet out there that we don't need to do self-breast exams anymore, it's not entirely true. It's that you know your breast well enough that you don't have to do it once a month, but that you could detect a change if it happens. And just remember, if you have questions, we're here. You can call. And just like we're watching this on video, I can meet with any woman and go through her symptoms and concerns, and we can get you set up for the right test at the right time.
Perfect. Well, Dr. Vito, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you. I'm sure we'll talk again.
It was nice meeting you too. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for your time.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
And we'll be right back after this.
I'm very concerned that patients with stroke, heart attack, sepsis, or other medical emergencies are delaying care. Let me reassure you, it is safe and critically important that you do not ignore the signs and symptoms such as chest discomfort, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, or sudden onset of headache. If you think you may be having a medical emergency, don't wait. Call 911 or go to your nearest emergency room.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Steve Moyer, Cherie Unholtz, and Kevin Lee, who is here from Zest. And we are going to talk about the Senior Cuisine program in just a bit. But first, I know Cherie's got some exciting news to share with us, because things are starting to get back to normal. Right, Cherie?
They are. We are so excited. The energy is just flowing through the senior center once again. We're starting to feel alive once again. We are about to kick off our annual giving program. As many of you know, the Florence Sylvester Senior Center is a nonprofit organization, and we're owned and operated by Age Well Senior Services. So contributions from the community are critical to us keeping our doors open and offering those, the life enriching programs that we offer to seniors, like case management, transportation, Meals on Wheels, grab and go, health and wellness, all those fun things. So we're kicking it off, and we're asking everyone to be part of that program and offer contributions if you can. So, and with that, we are back on with our rummage sale. We are so excited. As many of you know, we had planned a rummage sale last year, and unfortunately, it got shut down because of COVID. So everybody's feeling better and doing better. So we are ready to launch it once again. And that will be on March 27th. That's a Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to make some contributions, just give us a call and we'll make sure someone's out there to get it. But also we look forward to seeing everybody there.
Now, it is a drive-through donation, right?
It is a drive-through donation. If you want to drop off some housewares or whatever, we just ask that it's no large furniture piece. And then on that day, it'll be a masked event. Again, our seniors are the forefront of everything we do. So we want to make sure everybody's safe and feels good about it. So we'll only be letting a few people in at a time. And yeah, it'll be a fun event. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Oh, I know. You've said in the past that it's been kind of sad not seeing everyone. So now you'll kind of see them, even though you'll have a mask on, but nonetheless, at least you get to visit with them. So that's awesome. That's great. Well, good. And donations have already started being taken. So you guys will set that all up the day of, and then you'll let folks in starting at what time?
8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, they'll be lined up.
They will be. I hope so. We're ready for it. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Now, one thing that we were talking about last time is we were talking about the Senior Cuisine program. And we have Steve here to kind of go over that with us. And then we also have Kevin, who's with Zest. And we will talk to him about his program. But Steve, first give me just a brief overview of what it is and why you guys decided to do it.
The Senior Cuisine Delivered program was really designed because we received so many people commenting after the Great Plates Delivered program ended, indicating that they wanted some continuation program of that. And so what we did is we tried to design the best at the lowest cost, and we utilized all or I should say the best of the best restaurants and caterers that we had. And we have one of those individuals here today, Zest in a Bowl, which you'll meet Kevin very shortly. But as we designed the program, we designed 3 tiers of the program, where an individual that signs up to get meals delivered, and it's a pay for service, it amounts to $9.95 a meal delivered, and that includes all delivery costs. There's no hidden costs whatsoever. And you can choose from a 2-day plan, a 4-day plan, or a 6-day plan a week, and that's the program. And we have the other real benefit of it is, as you get your meals, if you choose the following week to have a different food provider, you can select one of our other food providers. So participants have really enjoyed this, being able to taste a variety of restaurants and cuisine. So that's really an interesting benefit of the program that's been so successful.
Oh, I think it's awesome because, many people can't go out to dinner. and they're home and they have caregivers and things like that. And it's, just a pain for them to probably get together and go out. So this is a really nice way for them to get restaurant quality food. And I will attest to that because I have some right here.
She got it
Now,
delivered
Kevin was
today.
so sweet. He dropped off a few items for me, and I have coconut shrimp with spicy mango dipping sauce. And then I have, wow, Mediterranean chicken with potatoes au gratin. I mean, man, this stuff is great. And then the one I'm going to taste for everybody is Hawaii ribs with roasted sweet potatoes and carrots. So believe me, I was so excited when you said you're going to drop this stuff off. So Kevin, while I'm tasting this, tell me about your company.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us to be a part of this program. We're cooking food basically from the heart. This is the food that we have developed because our kids had gut problems when they were young, and we want to make sure that they got wholesome food that also tastes delicious. Mm-hmm. If they didn't like to eat it, it doesn't matter how wholesome it was, it was not going to nourish them. Mm-hmm. And so over the years, over the last 12 years, we've been cooking, and this is what we've developed. And during COVID, we launched this company because my wife was doing cooking classes and I was running a different business. And we just said, hey, here's an opportunity for us to do something. And we started that with friends and family who appreciated the food that we were making, who were attending our cooking classes. And we were thrilled when Agewell asked us to be part of the Cuisine program and also the Great Plates, that we started producing food. And we were very humbled and surprised by the people that really appreciated what we did. And so we want to continue that with Agewell and for the seniors, constantly bringing them new food. Our biggest challenge is, what are we going to deliver? Because we need to keep the menu fresh so that it's different every single week for them. And yet it's familiar in the sense that it tastes something that they're going to enjoy.
Right. Well, and also, you mentioned that you're trying to make sure that the ingredients are easy to digest or not offensive in any way to someone, because it is harder as we get older. We can't really have a lot of crazy things to eat. We might have different types of spices we can't have. And so when you look at your menu and you think about what you've been through, then that's really quite ideal.
We've just taken food that we've tasted in Asia. I grew up here in Orange County and moved to Asia in '97 and lived there for 15 years. And really to experience the food in its native land, from Korea to Southeast Asia, India to Japan, and our travels through Italy, we realized there was a certain food culture that we wanted to capture. Mm-hmm. And using whatever ingredients we're able to find here, we attempt to do that. And we hope that people enjoy that. I constantly ask people, are they enjoying the food? What do they like? Mm-hmm. And even beforehand, asking them, do they have food allergies and what are the food preferences, so that really every meal should be a banquet for them. It should be a feast. And that's what we really aim to do.
Well, I love that concept. And this is delicious. It is so good. And when I've tasted the potatoes, sometimes potatoes can be bland, right? But absolutely not at all. And they're not overwhelming. They really are very pleasant, and the ribs are so good. So thank you so much for allowing me to taste them for everyone, because honestly, when you try to go onto that menu and there's all these different restaurants, you're like, well, gee, what do I feel like having this week? It's so great. So I wish you guys much success in all of this, because it just is such a wonderful program. So I'm hoping that you guys will continue to do this for a while, right, Steve?
Yes, absolutely. We want to do it all through. This was a program that was designed for COVID, and we'll evaluate everything once COVID ends. But it's had tremendous success thus far, and because of people like Kevin. The thing I'll say about Kevin, as he indicates, this is the first time that with Great Plates Delivered, that he actually dealt face-to-face with seniors. Mm-hmm. He himself delivers a route himself for his company. He has other delivery persons also, but because of that, he has really been touched by seniors, and he's talked on many occasions to me about certain experiences that are very memorable in his life at this point. So that's the type of compassion, I should say, that we have in this program. It's strictly for seniors. And anybody, Lisa, that would like to join, they can just go to our website and they can click on the button Senior Cuisine Delivered, and they can enroll if they choose so.
Yeah, it was really easy because you guys asked me to go do that, and you can see the menu. You can even see the menu before you sign up. You just have to click on that one button at the beginning and you can see all the restaurants and the menus, and it was a lot to look at, and I thought it was great because I felt so wonderful that I had so much of a selection. So thank you. And Kevin, good luck to you. It's awesome. Your food is delicious. I can't wait to try the other things.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right,
Lisa.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Good luck. I mean, I hope you guys deliver out to my house because I want to sign up. You all should be on it. It's just amazing.
And if I may say just one other thing on behalf of our organization, we are so happy that we're getting close to the end of COVID, and we will be opening shortly. And when we do, we want to see each and every one of you out there in our center, because there's a lot of fun things to do, including yoga and bingo. So
yeah. Oh, I know. I heard the bingo. That sounds good. Everything sounds great. And I know people just can't wait to get outside and get back together and do things. So slowly but surely, but we are making some great progress. So thank you all for being with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Welcome back. Our movie for today is The Lone Ranger, of course. This is a remake from the very popular series that was on TV all those years ago. So it's The Lone Ranger, and it stars Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer. And it really is a very fun movie. Now, it is brought to you by Advanced Ear Care, and you can see it at 3 p.m. with subtitles and then 6 p.m. without subtitles. Now, let's go ahead and also give you some additional information. We do have the Florence Sylvester Senior Center Rummage Sale. Now, you can drop off the items on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. And then the Rummage Sale will be on March 27th, and that will start at 8 a.m. and they will have social distancing as well as masks. So you will want to show up for that because all that money raised goes right to them. Okay, let's take a look at our weather real quick. We've got spring-like conditions today. We're looking at 65, 44, tomorrow 64, 44, and then 67, 44. And if you are traveling here in California, we have some great temperatures to throw up there for you. And if you can take a look, the beaches are looking pretty good in the 60s. And then the High Sierras, Big Bear, and Mammoth are in the 40s and low 30s, as well as overnights, kind of chilly temperatures. And Palm Springs, 75, 50. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you again here on Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great day. Bye-bye.